genetic engineering work talk today, and I part of me wishes I had posted um, this in the link for the group for that because it really is like I think a perfect kind of next thing to do from if that's what the space is about. Still, the meme kind of shifting space,
Yeah,
dismantling. Yeah.
cool. I I would like to start with just no, I just want to jump in. What I have been chewing on and what I want to bring today is about kind of research about being fake and
Mm.
especially also about, and I want to lay out what I really mean by that. But I did like a conversiview, which is sort of a interview with someone recently to enter a space. And the main piece of feedback that I and Daniele had for him was that it was hard to make contact with him because so much of how he was being was just not real at all. Like it was there was a whole layer of just being a show. And when I was reflecting on this, something Anne Chloe said was that pretty much all men to some degree have this kind of thing from growing up in patriarchy and entering a culture where it's essentially not okay to be you. And and that and 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 I want to make it personal to me. It's like when I look at my life the last years in possibility management, so much of learning to feel and healing has been about like reclaiming vast portions of myself that I don't even know where they went. Like some of them, it's like I hid them in somewhere hiding in my energetic body, or some of them it was like I never developed them because it was so not okay to be this particular way that it just like remained this kind of undeveloped corner of my being. And what I notice is that like as more and I notice this in other people too, it's like as more of what they really are takes up space, the stuff that's not real becomes clearer. Like it becomes a little louder or becomes more obvious. But I don't want to make that a rule because there are parts of myself that it's like I wouldn't have guessed are still like just a show or they're a newly constructed show. And then I get feedback either from people or from just my environment. And I'm like, how have I not been me in a way for so long about this particular thing? And there was one more thing I wanted to say about that. Let me see, what was it? It might be more than one more thing. I don't want to narrow it down to one more thing. But so I have a couple of things I want to bring today. But one is that a few years ago when I was confronted with my bullshit or my fakeness, there even then there was a part of me that didn't really get it. Like didn't it was like, no, this is actually me. And then even as that's fallen off, even as the fake stuff falls off, it's like there's other fake stuff that a part of me would still defend as me. It's like, no, this is actually me. And then a new layer for me. I'm just going to keep going. A new layer for me being in possibility management, part of what we talk about is an archetypal lineage, the thing that you're committed to or dedicated to, your bright principles. And I've also noticed for me and other people the tendency to grab onto some fixed thing and say, no, now this is me. Like now I'm the guy that cares about Gaia, that dot 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 dot, which is also susceptible to just being a total show. Um, these are some of my reflections lately.
I
I
have
can,
something about this
I can
that I
see
really
that.
just want to jump. Um, I was just having a conversation with Nicole, and one thing that was a huge topic was and is about how space holding in some ways can it trigger people to be fake because it's like and we were like talking about how sometimes possibilitators have hidden expectations or assumptions and how like for me for example if there's like you should be rather responsible or adult then my child ego state is like if I'm expressing myself and it's like you're in child ego state and like there's anger directed, then I freeze and the only thing possible becomes I have to um like fake it or like be the pressure it builds. And something I'm really interested in researching alongside what you're saying, Devin, is how to really hold space for people's X on the map where they're so they can be authentic without putting pressure or hidden expectations of they should be different.
Hmm.
And I think that's a huge part of this, on the other side of this.
Thank you. Yes, I'm with you about that. It's also a part of my research. I mean, this came up in this call I was talking to you about, which was, confrontation requires a degree of clarity and anger, and how to hold that without, a person will go into the swamp or they won't go into the swamp, or they'll pressure themselves or they won't. And I can add to that pressure or open the door without adding pressure. And so this has been one of my questions is like how to hold space in such a way that a person can be right where you're talking. A person can actually fall apart without having to become something yet. I mean, I'm a big advocate for people just falling apart and just leaving the becoming something, like never addressing it, basically, because it will happen on its own. But yeah. Anything from you, Stephen, so far?
No, I'm right. I'm there with you guys. I I'm just kind of scanning and myself and like wondering what parts. Yeah, I noticed like today, like, oh, I'm gonna be that guy. I was like I know what I'm supposed to, right? Like I feel like I'm supposed to figure something out, and today I was like, okay, I know what it is. I'm gonna be the guy that does this thing, and I'm all excited about it, and just reflecting on that in this context.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What was it that you were going to be? Like, what was it you were all excited about?
I'm gonna like be a musician. I mean, I am a musician, but I'm gonna like perform and like be visible in the world and like have a sort of a possibility management sort of aspect of what I'm presenting and bring this out into, more is sort of a way of kind of spreading the word about feelings and what's possible.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like latching on to this. Maybe I do want to do that, but like I was kind of like, I don't know, there was something about it that connected with what you were saying. It's like, oh, that'll be my identity, and
Yes.
somehow that's gonna like I'm gonna feel better or something. I don't know. I just noticed it when you brought it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Devin, I feel fear, and I wanted to check with you something. Um, that there's like a hidden kind of like faking is bad. Like there's this that's kind of the underlying thing, like being a faking something, putting on the show is bad. Is that there for you
In
when we
me.
talk about this? Yeah, like when you said the context. Yeah.
Less and less and less. Like
Yeah.
I've been, let me see how I say it. Part of, I'm talking about this guy, but it's also about me. And part of what I noticed in converse viewing with this guy was it doesn't really help if he cannot seek liquid state based on my recommendation. I mean, he could maybe, but in a way, no matter what I say to him,
Mm.
without his own native impulse, which would come from either a kind of wondering what else could be possible. It's like that's one place his impulse could come from. Is like, what else is possible if I just explore being in the world as someone that I'm not, basically. And the other would be that he feels his own pain about it. He feels his own pain about like everywhere I go, I'm confronted with my own fakeness. It's like these things could create an impulse in him. But
Mm.
I don't maybe there's some, but I don't have such a big thing about faking being a bad thing. It's more like for me personally, it's more like why would I do that? Like what is so what is it? And I want to investigate this today. It's like what is
Yeah.
so compelling about faking that I would prioritize that more than either being who I am or not knowing who I am. Simply not knowing and living my life as someone who doesn't know who they are in an empowering way, not in this sort of, you know, lost way necessarily. But
Uh,
do you have this in you, like
mm.
this piece of faking is bad, or you're being told you're being bad in some way when I bring up faking?
I I feel fear because like I do have this sense sometimes, and maybe it's because I've had this sense from other possibilitators that like you're putting on a show, like I know what like this. I take maybe it's that I take the anger that and then it's like, oh, I created that I'm bad. But sometimes I do feel that other people say that like it's bad. So I do have that in me, like um, and I think I
Well,
do. Yeah,
when they say
yeah.
that, what happens in you?
Well, then this it leads to more faking. It's like then I feel fear and I pressure myself to do it right or to feel more, or I just freeze and I'm like I can't because I don't know. It blocks the feelings.
Okay.
And yeah, um,
So it sounds like you have reactivity when someone says that you're
yeah,
faking. You have an emotion or an automatic response to.
yeah. And now that I'm thinking about it, or this is in me, is like actually not always, and it depends on the person and how they bring it. And if they're coming from a place of love and like really pointing it out, even if they're angry, then I can see it. And it's really about like I think mostly me scanning them, and if they're having that hidden purpose that speaking is bad or that I'm doing it wrong, then I really sense it. And sometimes I say, oh, it's all me, but it's really not because when people are like giving me feedback and I can tell it's like from love, then it lands in me most of the time.
Hmm.
So and I wanted to say one other thing, which is a, a huge thing that's been coming up for me recently actually is this like this fear and this anger and sadness like about how much I I've gone back to my box and certain strategies so that I could fit back in with my friends and feeling like ever since last summer organizing the Bridge House and possibility tour Western Mass, it was so much past my comfort of bringing my friends here into PM and just people coming to rate all these events. And I've in the past year, I've gone so far back to what I
Mhm.
see as like my strategies, and I realized that, and it's painful, and it's like I've been confronted with um this thing of knowing I could be like I've done that to fit in again to because I'm scared of being outcasted from the tribe or being weird or whatever. So I'm cutting away at my the tools I have access to now, and
Mhm.
that's really alive for me. And yeah,
I mean, how do you feel about it? Because it's not a problem for me.
I feel sad. I feel really sad about it, and uh, and scared of of seeing and experiencing myself so alive and now like noticing how I've gone back to ways of talking so I can connect with my friends in a certain way who don't want certain contexts, and I also have compassion for myself. Like I've chosen this because I want the connection of them,
Hmm.
and um I feel really scared. Like there's a part of me that's, oh shit, what do I do? But yeah.
You know, I think we could just hop in here. Like my proposal for this space is that um, either we get feedback on where we're still being fake, which we could even do next time. But the other part was to dive into why, and not why as in reasons, but what's happening that we would actually be that way in the world. And we each get a certain amount of time for that. Are you up for doing that? And me and Steven, our job would be to basically ask you questions, interview you, take you deeper, but not try to change you, just get you to examine more what's happening for you.
I would love that. And what's happening for me right now is I really want to do this, and I also want to pee first. So I'm I really have to go. So I'm gonna do
Okay.
that. And you guys, yeah, I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. You're on mute, Steven.
I know I the thing I wrote about last week about like at least sometimes my swamp is like my choice, my box's choice to avoid some old pain. It's easy for me to imagine that I'm faking it. Faking it's like so much preferable to like the swamp, but I was really struck by like how what my box will do, the lengths it will go to try to avoid like having painful things from my past happen again.
Hmm.
That's something that came up for me.
Can you say more? Because I'm not getting the connection between your swamp and the painful things.
What I it's like a my hypothesis, came to me was that my swamp, like I I would rather my box would rather go to the swamp than where I will just isolate and I'll just, go in my shell and be by myself, than be exposed to the chance that I would be hurt out in the world.
Hmm.
Like that was that's like a survival strategy. And which was shocking to me because the swamp, I hate it. It sucks, it's just miserable. I that but that's but but I would apparently rather feel that than have someone like tell me they don't like me or they don't like what I'm doing or they hate
Mm.
me or they laugh at me or something like that. Things that
Hmm.
happened to me when I was a kid. That's this this it, and then I'm making the connection to this like why would I be fake? Well, I'm just trying to fucking not get pointed at and called out and humiliated somehow or just not fit in.
Hmm.
And what hit me was I was like, wow, I the pain that I must have like the level of pain that I felt, like I don't experience that. I don't experience people that I think are my, want to be friends with or that are in my life, just like these days, just being like people, like we hate you, basically. I had kids say that, we hate you. I hate you, and mean it. Like it was brutal. It was so brutal back then, with no resources to like process and like that's what my shell, I think a lot of my shell is about that. It's like how anything, I would do anything not to be, called out like that. That's something I want to examine, is like, well, yeah, I have more resources now. I have tools, I have support. I don't need to, I don't want to live my life hiding from ghosts, like that. But I think there's still a lot of that running my life in a lot of ways.
Hmm. Thank you. That's clear. So my proposal for the space is that we go basically 30 minutes per person. And Joseph, we would hold space for you first. The what I'd like to try, I kind of want to freeform this a little bit. My proposal is we start with basically you going deeper into what's going on that you would be this particular way, like you already started doing. And then about halfway through, Stephen and I could share with you what we are scanning. So these would be the pieces or the parts that you are not seeing yet, or that maybe you've said pieces, but it's like the link is invisible to you between this piece and this piece. We would share this scanning with you, and then I don't know what happens from there, but we move to the next part.
Cool. Yeah, this works. And I just wanted to reveal, when you said 30 minutes each, I felt a lot of fear because we haven't done the logistics yet. I just wanted to say I'm tired after a full day, and I was thinking I might leave at 10:30 instead of 11. So it's an
Okay.
hour from now. And I wanted to say that it's kind of what I'm thinking
Okay.
myself. So
Thanks for letting me
maybe,
know.
yeah.
We'll just have to make this so irresistibly fun that you can't leave.
I was thinking, okay, let's do it. That would be fine.
That's a
Just
And
challenge.
yeah.
and it would be bad. It would be bad if you left, Joseph.
There is that part. That's why I felt fear. I wanted to share it.
Okay.
Um, let's go. I don't. Yeah. I could you say again what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is funny wording. I know.
Lay it
How do I
out.
say?
You started to talk about it already. You're being I want to hear the parts where it's like in a way fake, which would mean you are betraying some part of yourself in order
Oh,
to get by in the
okay.
world.
I was telling Thomas today all these ways about myself that are like putting myself down. Like we do this game where I'm like, oh yeah, man, like I'm over my budget this month again. Like it's ADHD. Like I can't do it. Like instead of being real, show him the pain of like I'm struggling with this. But like I do this kind of joking thing where I like, oh look at my new app. Like and I don't fully. share. Like I just like it, I play this game of faking kind of like this kind of personality of someone who's like a victim of and like disempowered and I try but I can't do it and like joking, oh like and it's really a struggle for me to this like there's really feelings with this money stuff that I don't really share. And it becomes like I feel sad about that. And and I tried to share this experience with him about this woman that I met, and I found myself instead of telling like the legend of like really how I was really vulnerable and how I shifted to space and the things I really cared about with her, I was scared that he would think that's weird, and I just kind of told him about it in a more fun way, like, oh, so I met this like mom at the school who's like at the school I coach at, and I made it a little bit of a performance. And then when it got to the part about us like having intimacy, I kind of skipped over all of the legendary part that meant a lot to me of how I was vulnerable with her, and I just said, "Oh, and I was able to be vulnerable, and then we hooked up, and it was really awesome." And then I played this game where he's like, "Don't fumble this one, man." And I was pissed. I was really pissed. I was like, no, I didn't. And I told him like I didn't fumble the last relationship like he thinks I did, but I didn't show him my anger. I didn't show him like I didn't fumble it. Like this is Cassandra. Just it was it just there's like even right
So
now so much
Joseph,
comes up.
yeah,
Yeah,
so you get a benefit out of
yeah.
uh, hiding, basically, or out of pretending that you're not feeling the way you're feeling. What is the benefit you get?
I get a connection, a safety. I get safety. I get I get uh like
Be real,
predictability.
be really specific though, because like you have a relationship with Thomas that's alive and dynamic, and safety in a way it's too small. It's like there's something very specific, some quality of safety you get with Thomas.
Mm, it's he like it's like I don't I get a safety that I don't have to like take a risk. I don't have to like like uh I don't have to be vulnerable in my and show him like my successes or my wins or aliveness in that way. It's like it becomes like predictable like that like if I were to say like hey man like I had this I like really the details of what what I proposed to this woman and how we shared deeply and I I'd be scared like what comes up now is like what would come up with him and his girlfriend his partner and how he's struggling with that and I'm scared of like holding space for him. I'm scared of being rejected. I'm scared like
So I
that
want to get
yeah.
that piece. You do not bring it up because it would get him thinking about his struggles with his partner, and then you'd have to hold space for it.
Yeah, I mean uh yeah.
And go slow. It's like there's I mean these are where the memes operate, but it's like there are specific mimetic pieces that would be in you that would prevent you from sharing with him. So this piece I just reflected back to you. Check, is that so? That you do not share because he would go into his own failures in relationship.
Mm, right now what's really coming up is that this is being recorded and I'm scared he'll see this somehow, even though that's not likely, and that I'm doing something wrong by talking about this. And so I wanted to say that. And to answer your question, yeah, it's the meme is like, yeah, I'm scared of, yeah, I'm scared of like triggering or getting him to feel, um, uh, and I'm scared of like showing off or the vulnerability of like I'm scared that I won't be it won't be at like to me like I'll give my center to him if he doesn't think it's cool or good or like I'm scared it all be weird like in a way
Mhm.
um like for being
So that's different.
like
That's a
yeah
different thing. You-
yeah uh mm, mm,
You're scared you'd be weird, be
yeah
perceived as being weird.
and yeah and I'm scared that he would he would like my I'm scared of my I can't even say it. Like I feel so scared to even say it. Like I'm scared of admitting any kind of victory or win. Not even victory. I'm scared of admitting any kind of success on my part or anything I'm proud of. Like I tend to just a lot of my faking is to make myself less than what I've like really done. Like a lot of my conversations, like, oh, I'm having a hard time. Like I mean these stories and not like where I'm excelling or excited about or
What's dangerous about you being excellent, meaning excelling?
oh yeah, like then there's going to be more pressure and expectations that I have to keep that up. I just feel a lot of fear in my stomach. I don't even know. It's like scared of being seen as yeah, like then I can't mess up. I'm just, like it's dangerous to that becomes the baseline.
And
Easier
for
to be not
yeah,
yeah.
Stephen, what do you have? You have a question? Mm.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one more, and then Stephen, ask anything. Just get
Okay.
into actually do it
Yeah,
now. Just get in the soup.
sure. Uh, what would it, Joseph, if your friend thought you were weird, what what is what would that be like for you?
I'd be scared to just like I could like lose the connection with him. Like he looks at me in a certain way and he's like or I'm just like that he doesn't understand me. Like like there's like a big emotion there. It's like, oh shit, like, or that he doesn't think what I think is a success or excellent is cool. Like, he doesn't like it already happened a little bit. I told my other friend about this thing of this woman and I shared about it and he said he kind of his feedback was that I'm doing a thing where I'm just like he's not so into sharing like what's I don't know everything that's there. I feel I just this thing that I was proud of became this thing that like, oh shit, did I was this not cool? Was this wrong? Did I mess up? Was there something that like I didn't see? Get like oh no. Fuck. I feel
Maybe, yeah.
yeah.
What do you feel? Go ahead.
I'm just like I feel scared and sad like going into some kind of yeah, I'm noticing something like it's doubting myself.
Well,
Could
maybe you did not do everything perfectly with this woman, and it would be revealed if you started to talk about it. And you would, you know, would- w- what would happen? Like, what would happen then?
Well, even right now, when you say that, I'm like a little triggered. It's like I'm angry because I want people to like celebrate with me. Like what I want is to be. I guess I'm scared that people won't celebrate with me before giving me feedback or telling me that I did something wrong. I want to be able to. I'm scared of sharing something that was very meaningful for me in a real way because then I could get hurt.
Hmm.
That's really what's there. If I share what like how much this evening of this woman touched me and how I was able to source something really amazing with her. It's like it's too easy for someone to give a joke or make a feedback or say what's wrong about it, and then it's like total disconnection. Like I don't want to be vulnerable and then get hurt in that way. And I don't know. Yeah, I have a story in my head that a good facilitator would be like get angry and be like, "Hey, no, this is what I want. When you do this, blah blah blah." Oy vey. And my neck's hurting now. Oh, I feel this pain. Mm.
I want to know what I want to know more about what happened with you and this woman, Joseph. Would you, when I ask you, when I, if I ask you to share about that, like, what is that like for you? That invitation?
I feel joy that you asked, like, and also I'm scared because I don't know, just I feel fear and joy. Yeah, like, mm, yeah,
Say what the fear is.
like I'm in this place of receiving questions and feedback in this call, and I'm
Mhm.
scared of saying it and then getting exactly what I said before it happened. You guys would just be like, well, like not be with. I that it would that I would it would be I don't say tainted, but I would share it and then you'd be subject to your judgments and like you being like, oh, that wasn't that cool, or you kind of messed up, or something like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Has that happened before for you that people call, you see that you decide
twice
must have
already.
messed it. Yeah.
Well,
What's that
I shared it with
like?
my friend. I shared it with my friend, and it it hurt. I felt fear. I started to judge myself. I went into this judging myself. Did I mess up? Or and I also felt anger, like fuck you. Like it happened both my friend Alex and I told it in the cavitation call as a legend, and Vera was gave me some feedback, like be careful not to use women for just processing stuff. And I just felt like and I'm like feel angry. I just want it when I share a legend, when I share something I like this, I want it. It's vulnerable. I want to be celebrated before getting like feedback. And my friend, and the people did celebrate me on the call too. And my friend Alex did. I guess I'm not letting a celebration land, but he like
Yes,
he gave
and that's an interesting piece because
yeah
in a way, if people are celebrating you, and the other piece I heard is that you want people to be with you,
yeah
like that they're not adding. I don't know how to say it, but I got that it's not just people going like this, but that they actually be with you when you share with them, that they somehow get what you're talking about or why it would matter to you. And if people are celebrating you and it doesn't come in, then in a way it's irrelevant that you want to be celebrated because you have a
mm,
complete competing commitment to block celebration.
yeah.
And not just block celebration, but like maximize uh, you could call it criticism or something. Maximize the
Oh
parts
yeah,
where people
totally.
disagree.
Yeah, I it's a safety. I feel joy to see this again. It's like my my mind has been full of so much stories of fuck, like I'm not all the bad, all the hard bad things stories, and it's fake too. It's like like telling the story like, oh, I'm not making enough money. My health's still bad. Like I could also tell the story that, which is true, like over about a year and a half ago, I couldn't walk for a while, and now I can walk again. And I could tell the story that I wasn't working, and now I'm working, and I'm making a lot more money. But instead, I tell the story, I'm still not making enough money, and my health's still bad, and it's just like it's all bullshit. Like I don't have to do that. Um, but it's yeah.
So we're at the like halfway mark, and I want to take a few minutes to for Stephen and I to share what we're noticing so far. And I would
God.
say at any level that you think could be useful to Joseph. So meta conversation, but also more direct to what he's speaking about.
Yeah, Joseph, I noticed um, that some of the things that you came originally with, like I don't, I'm correct me if I'm mis saying it, but things like, oh, I want this connection with my friends. I want more from these relationships. But then what you're describing is your behavior that of all of the ways that you prevent that from happening. And so what I'm getting is like really like at some level you don't want that. You have a lot of mechanisms to that are alive to really stop like deeper connections from happening that you're creating.
Yeah, that really lands. And even when you said like you want more connection of them, I don't know if I ever said that because I felt a lot of fear, and I was like, there's a part of me that's like, no, 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 no. I don't like I do and I don't, and I think that yeah, you're on
Well, there's
scanning something with
something
me.
I might have like coming in like there was it sounded like there was a dissatisfaction with like the way these relationships are going.
Yeah, but I'm too scared to change it. I'd rather go to like a training in Europe and then be real with people over there. Like it's like there's a part of me that even like the U.S. village I feel scared of. I'm like, uh, I have yeah, like easier for me to yeah. I'm scared to be vulnerable with people in, around here sometimes. I feel scared right now. Oy.
I guess
But
I,
I have a question. You say you feel scared, but so what about that? Because of course you feel scared. Like when you say it, there's a whole implication that for me, when I hear you say you're scared, it's like you're a victim of your fear. Like it's
Yeah,
terrorizing you. And that the fear is not going to go away no matter many healing processes you do.
yeah, true.
So, and I noticed this in everything you said. So this is more a meta conversation, but your orientation toward fear is is that you would move away from the fear rather than move toward it or cover your eyes from it.
100%. This is the huge thing, and it makes it hard for me to navigate with my fear, even when I have this. I used to have like panic disorder when I was a kid and have panic attacks and like run into my parents' bedroom screaming and like it wasn't okay. It freaked them out, and it was just like they wouldn't hold a space for me. And I've yeah, I've come a long way. And even in my meditation practice, when I'd meditate a lot, would be like I noticed like how do I get rid of the sensations of fear in my body? And now I'm trying to open up to the letting it flow. But yeah, I definitely still have this huge like fears. Not okay. It's scary. It's bad. And I think it causes a lot of pain in me when I try and make it go away by clenching.
Hmm. Stephen, you were saying something else. I just interrupted. Do you still have it?
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's the thing for the moment.
Okay.
I feel really scared to feel my sadness and feel like I feel my whole face is hot. Uh, it's like at any moment you guys can tell me it's bad, and I know this is an emotion probably from my parents, but it's just like and I get overwhelmed. Ah,
Do you go through those processes when you find them, Joseph? Like with this kind of you're afraid we could yell at you or something. Has
like at EHP.
nothing to do with us. Yeah, do you go through those processes or do you just kind of collect them or what?
I don't even collect them anymore. I mean, I have this. I don't. I have this. This is probably another EHP, but I feel really scared that I feel scared to say this that I'm like not good at EHPs. That like the whole thing about when was it? How old were you? It always freaks me out. I'm like, I don't know. And then they're like, don't think. And I'm like, I'm fucking. And it creates so much tension in me. And I have this thing like, what if I can't remember? Like, and I get really like, I'm bad at EHP. Like, I can't remember. There's something wrong with me. There's something like the other people can do it. I can't do it. Like, there's like, I literally, people just seem to remember things and I don't know. And I feel angry about that. So I don't really, and I haven't really shared that so much before. But yeah, I have just, I'm really scared that I'm not good at them. And I'm also scared because I don't know. I'm scared of having a space holder that is not good at holding the space for me either. But yeah, those are two reasons why I don't do them. And yeah, I'm scared that I'm also scared they don't work. I, so, and I feel scared to say this. I'm like admitting something to the possibilitators. I don't do EHPs. Wait, Vay. Oh,
In a way, it does create something for for me and for this space where you know the purpose of bringing emotions up or discovering them in this
yeah.
context is that you would heal them so that the emotion becomes not a relevant, dominant, governing part of your life anymore.
Maybe I'll
And
write it down. Yeah.
you don't have to do anything. Like you don't have to do anything. I say or I don't sit here thinking X is best and Y is not best. I sit here holding a context. And so in this context, it's I am limited and you are limited by the material. You come with materials and we're limited by what you're willing to do with them. And so my fear, and actually I feel angry about this, but it's like we're spending this time with you because I want to, and it's valuable. And I'm like, will you do anything with it though? Because for me, the main part of the work here and in transformational spaces actually doesn't happen in the transformational space. It happens outside of it. And so I feel afraid that we would be giving you things and then they would go just sort of get swept up in the dust of your fears about how EHPs do work or don't work or whatever, instead of actually taking them into a process.
Mm. Yeah. Uh, mm, I I feel. I mean, what's happening for me is like I feel scared of I guess I'm jumping into solving this. Like I gotta like I'm scared of scheduling things sometimes. Like I just overwhelmed. It's like I gotta just do a weekly space where I do EHPs or something like consistently. Um, and I also have like beat books. I don't know where they are anymore. They're all over the place. And I'm scared because I don't even remember what the thing I'm to write down is now. I don't. Uh,
The call's recorded, so you can come back and
oh,
review it. I'm just a really big no to pressure, and I don't know how to do transformation without pressure yet. Like so much of the beginning of going to PM is like pressuring myself to go to spaces and they're scary, and I do it. And like the other alternative is just to like not do it, and I'm like I don't know. Like I still like because like so I find it challenging to like schedule things. I get overwhelmed. It's like how do I? Like, is it possible for me to really like go through the like okay, get your feedback, schedule an EHP, go through all of that without like making myself do it? I don't know how to. I really don't know how to do that in a way that's not like okay, I got to do this.
Well, seems to me like you lack possibility because it's either
Yeah,
you do it like this or you do it like this, and both of those ways aren't what you want to do. So, would you like possibilities?
yeah, I would.
Okay. Do you have something for this particular piece? I would ask you to write them down and not rely on the recording.
Okay,
So, do you have
yeah,
something
I'm
to
gonna
write
write it
them
down
down?
on my.
Mhm.
Actually, it really works for me better. I think it was better for me to write it on my computer. These like notes are everywhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna just make a note. Yeah, would you guys give me possibilities on a way to to like schedule and have an EHP and do transformational spaces without pressure, without
I
me like making myself?
I would say it's more the last one. Like instead of the schedule and all of that, that's really what I get is you don't know how to do transformational spaces without doing pressure or
Yeah.
without taking off all the pressure.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
so another what experiments you could try about that.
Yeah.
One possibility would be to ask in the men's group for someone to hold space for exactly that, like a zero pressure EHP.
Mm,
Hmm.
Just like a feel, maybe I don't know, a feeling, maybe it's called a feeling space, or you could just you could share what you mentioned before has happened in the past and say you're looking for, some sort of different version of of that, and would anyone hold hold space or for that? Possibility would be to do that in the men's group. Another possibility is to go into the EHP Telegram group and either in the exchanges or in the paid, pay someone who has a lot of experience and maybe would, when they read your request, be like, hey, I have something, I know how to work with this.
Another would be to become uh shift from the you speak about pressure as from this kind of victim perspective, meaning that when you talk about it, it's like I have to avoid it. Um,
mm,
and there's more too. But to start with shifting into a researcher, and your first research is how do I relate with pressure as a victim of pressure, basically. So it's not trying to get yourself to be somewhere else. You don't even have to say victim. How do I relate to pressure right now? And what does that do for me? Or how does that affect me to relate with pressure in that way? And another experiment to try on is, you can talk about pressure as coming from the inside, like I pressure myself, or you can talk about it as coming from the outside. Pressure comes from people, a context, a space. And when I hear you speak, it's mixed. You talk about it a little as it comes from you, but also a little as it comes from outside. And I imagine that
Mm-hmm.
creates a kind of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
if I were you, I'd make certain decisions as a researcher. Like I am only researching pressure as though it comes from outside and what
Mm.
that does for you. Or I'm researching pressure as though it's impossible for it to come from outside. No matter how much a person is pressuring me, I won't experience it because I'm not pressuring myself. So like to really
Mm.
start playing with those kinds of researches.
Love that.
And one more is to create a team with a defined period. So like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, small team that's just about pressure research. And so in that group, you don't share about anything that doesn't have to do with research about pressure. So it's not like check in. It's not, here's the stuff I'm spinning out about. It's just, here's my pressure research for the day. So it's very focused.
Mm.
Other possibilities, fear seems like a big part of this, and to give when you do you notice a fear in your like in your body?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes to give yourself space to like just let it get a little bigger and kind of bring it up and bring it down a couple times so that you just kind of just exercise this muscle of, oh, there's the fear and I can do this, not like a all out with a 3 3 3, but just like, oh, let's get a little bigger, a little bit smaller, just to kind
Mm.
of just get to know it a little better. And then another possibility is to once a week, I don't know, a couple times to identify something that you're afraid of and do that thing without
Mm.
pressure. Like, is it something really little? Like, I'm afraid to pick that off the ground because I might have a germ on it or something. Something just small things where you could shift a little bit your relationship with fear and practice like using it to just having a different relationship with it. So it's something like, oh, it's not just this thing that's like attacking me, it's victiming me, but oh, I'm noticing I'm afraid of this connection or this getting deeper with this person or whatever. So I'm gonna like share one little thing that I wouldn't have otherwise. Just and see how that goes.
Cool. Thanks.
And this is time for Joseph. It went in a direction I didn't expect, but thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You or me, Stephen, you decide.
Why don't you go next?
Okay. Okay, I have something about like where I'm currently writing and creating from is like, and a lot of it is in the year-long space holder training, where kind of every day I'm somewhere. The Telegram group is huge and it's got a million topics. And every day it's like I'm somewhere and I'm what I can, meaning I'm posting, I'm writing stuff to people, I'm responding like I'm posting. And on the one hand, I'm like, I know I'm adding value. Like it's obvious for me. It's like it's obvious that I'm supporting people and I'm blowing wind into people's sails. And then there's a whole layer that is about sort of getting value, uh, um, being valued. Like I'm doing that to be valued, to be admired or appreciated. Like a kind of a, I need to go a little slow here because I, I can tell there's a part of me that does have that as that's wrong or bad. But it's like what I notice it's covering doing that is there's a part of me where I'm not just being with myself and I'm not being I have a certain kind of like starvation in me right now that I don't want to be with. Um, and as I say it, I can start to feel it like in my inside my heart that there's something I'm hungry for. I don't have like a name for it yet, but that there are different ways that I'm covering that up or making it secondary, like I'm making my investigation of that not a priority. And it's like if I spend a couple hours writing messages where I get some kind of approval and validation and I can justify it because it's valuable, it's like I do that. I do that a lot. It's like I do that 7 days of the week or something like that. And I'm noticing other areas in my life where I'm doing that kind of thing. It's like covering something up. And one is there are two people here, Scott and Sydney, who it's like I love them very much, and I've seen them. I know them from a few years ago, and they happen to be here. And every time I hang out with them, it's like so nourishing and so we're really together. Like something happens, and I'm like, these are real friends of mine, and I can almost not even stand the amount of love that happens between us. Like, especially with Sydney, I'm there are moments where she'll like turn to me and just say, "It's so good to be with you," and then she just keeps staring at me. And I want to just freak out. That's what's happening inside me. And so there's something where it's like, it's very rich spending time with them. And I think it's like I'm with them, but not revealing this part of myself where I'm like desperate and hungry for something.
What are you freaking out about when she's just looking at you? And
Mm, Um, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like the love is so intense. And I think it's this like stretching between me trying to keep it together to be able to receive that and me being like, this is so much love. Like I uh, like if I were real, when she looked at me, I would be moving around and making sounds. You know, I'd be like there's stuff happening in my body that I'm playing it cool about.
mm,
And I think I'd known that about her for a long time, that like part of her lineage or whatever is she just loves in this way that's kind of unbearable for me to receive. I could tell her that. like I'm in a place in relating with her where I could just share that with them both. Yeah, I noticed there are things I haven't shared with them, and even
Mhm.
yesterday it was like being with them was so intense. And I think there were moments where I needed the space for us to just be quiet for a few minutes. Not because it's like we're loud and yelling, but because there's such a density of intimacy. And I think I pretend, yeah, it's the thing I'm pretend. It's like I pretend that I can take it all in at once.
Mm.
But then what ends up happening also is like I'll leave them and we hug and it's great. And then there's a part of me where I'm like, I don't want to see them again soon. And it's true and it's not true. It's more like I don't know how to be with them and feel all this yet. Or
Mm.
it's a real edge for me. And I think that's part of the thing that's inside me. That's like this like hunger is being that intimate. That's a different level of intimacy. It would be me admitting this stuff and saying it and being out of control, kind of.
Mm. And what's the fear about being out of control? Because you don't do that. You don't show that. You haven't yet, at least.
Yeah. Similar to what you said, Joseph, I feel it's like I feel afraid that they wouldn't be able to be with me in something I don't even know yet. So it's
Mm.
like I'd start trying to talk about it and that like they try to make it, I wouldn't be able to be in my own confusion or uncertainty discovering it. Um, I wouldn't be able to hold space for that, or I would look at them and hoping they'd hold space for it, and they wouldn't be able to. And and I don't know if it's true or not. It's a prediction or something. It's a story,
Mm.
and it's something like I wouldn't be able to keep negotiating with them, like in the real
Mm.
time. Like, oh, you just said you get what I mean, but could you not say that? Because I don't want to be gotten in that way. Like I don't want it to get solid or something. Yeah.
Mm.
And I noticed I tried to express to them how much I love them, and it's like the words come out and it's true and real, but it still comes from this place of having it together, or pretending on some level that I can put what I feel in me into words more than I can feel it out loud and let it say something. I'm afraid also about like because because like if I say that, if I let this out, it's on my side, a part of it is really saying this is actually how much I love you, like more than I can stand. And it would be I'm afraid that it would I don't know how it would be received. Like I don't know
Mm.
what would happen to them or if they'd hate, if they'd close off or if they'd tell me, like, what if they closed? So what? That happens. But like, what if they didn't tell me? What if it just became something they had to be careful around? Like, I feel afraid about being someone that they would have to start being careful around.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. And at the same time, it's like I can feel it's right at my edge and it's of all the people in my life, no one has been. I don't want to make this big claim. They've been very open about they would be the people to run this risk with.
Mm,
Partly because they're here right now, but also I don't know, there aren't so many partly just because it's like they've been that open with me. And I feel
yeah,
scared. I'm like, God, okay, what does this mean? Like, I go sit down with them now and be like, hey, I really love you. Like I go into like the trying to like put it into place, but uh,
yeah.
it's not
Maybe
just with
there's
them. Yeah, go, Steven.
I I I I have a sense perhaps that like if revealing yourself with these people didn't work, what would that mean? Like if they're the people that could, potentially hold you in that experience and it didn't work.
Hard to say. Like, I notice inside me. Let me actually check it out. Yeah, I would feel emotions that I think I haven't felt in a very, very long time because I've not taken this level of risk in a really long time. But I think it would be
Mhm,
like this sort of emotions connected to being rejected, or also even more than being rejected, like being alone in the world. Like I have things I need to communicate, and there's no one here to receive them. And I think that's what I would encounter is that kind of emotion, which I'm already encountering it, but yeah.
mm,
Uh, and also emotional fear of like, oh, I fucked everything up. If they got careful around me, like that thing. I've never,
mhm,
said that before until being here with you, but like this fear of that people would suddenly get guarded around me.
mhm.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
But there have been times where I've had this like wanting to be more noticing how much I love people and also noticing my blocks or walls too, being very liquid about that. But I think it's coming up all over my life and it's kind of weird because in a way I express that in the year-long space holder training. Like there's a lot of expression of love, but I don't even know who I'd be if I started to let it out like this, like took the bigger risks. It,
mhm,
it took the risks of people really knowing how much I love them. And
yeah,
I'm at time for the whatever this first round of what we're
yeah.
doing is. I just want to get my
Devin,
notebook.
yeah,
Can you hold that thought?
okay,
Sorry, right
yeah,
next to me. I'm ready.
Devin. Yeah, what I'm scanning is like there's something about letting yourself be in and express and really receive love, even without having like to be able to give a certain amount of value. Because you started out with like it's like there's something like you need to like write into the groups or give value to be able to be worthy of love or something like that. Or like with these people you can't let yourself just be there and fall apart and not know who's going to hold the space or like um, something like that. But that's something that's
Yeah.
coming, and also, yeah, and also like even like saying what like being like messy enough to even say what it is you need in that space. It's like coming up as a block, like oh, you just don't want them to respond in a certain way, or even if these are the people that would be the ones that could hold it. Um, yeah, yeah,
Can you say that last like three sentences again, Joseph? Or the last sentiment?
yeah. Like something about asking, really being
And I
vulnerable
just
enough
I
to
just
ask
want
for.
to I just want to like without I want to hear it, but I want to say I was about to pretend that it's like the first thing you said was still landing in me about value, and
Yeah.
I wasn't present for
Mm,
what you were saying, and I was about to pretend that I was.
okay. Thank.
So
Yeah.
that's why
Thank you,
I'm
David.
asking.
Cool. Yeah. The second thing is really about being able to, even though these are the people that you would be able to hold the space or you'd be with, there's some kind of thing where like you're there's a block to even be able to ask for what you're needing from them, or like be
Yeah,
able to say it clearly. Like I want to be able to be really messy right now, and I want you to just be with me about saying something or whatever it is that you're needing. It seems like that fear is really strong. Yeah.
yeah. Notice I'm even afraid of doing it because it's like if I asked them, they'd say yes. And I think
Mm,
it's like that's really entering this unknown territory. Like I know the territory of blocking myself. And or I don't I also know the territory of being blocked. It's like admitting things or sharing things with people I know that can't receive them. And it's like
mm,
proves the story or whatever, but it's one of like being received. I think that's part of the fear is just really breaking down and yeah.
yeah.
I just
That's
want to
fear of being received.
finish writing this down.
Yeah, go man. Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm so liquid. It's like I'm reading the last sentence of what you said to me. And I'm like, those words don't even make any sense. I'm gonna watch the recording. I'm just fuck it. Take my own advice. Or Stephen's advice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I, I'm
oh,
what I'm noticing something real like it's very simple. It's but oh this my the way I am, my feelings are too big for people or something like that. It's like it it's it's and I like I want to challenge you as like a pioneer of this research. Like if we really believe like that we want to feel our feelings like deeply and then this kind of thing with these people sounds like the doorway. It's like the gold is like feeling and then working with what happens. So that and maybe the first thing you said about offering feedback in the Telegram sounds like there's maybe practice around doing that less somehow, or checking
Yeah.
in with yourself, like why am I doing this right now? And
See, e-
something there.
even like admitting to the space that that's happening and like I'm researching something else because I think what I want is to find out that bringing more of this love out is and it being authentic is more interesting. It's like that's more my project than being on everybody's team right now. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like anyone could ask me anything and I could offer them value. And so and it's that's not my project anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
Say what
I
your
wonder
project is then,
what
or yeah.
what
I mean, I don't know what the big thing is, but the most immediate thing would be like that I after this call, I reach out to Scott and Sydney and just say I need to have a kind of conversation with you and I want to have it in the next couple days. And are you available
Yeah.
for it? I discovered something emotional in my relating with you and I want to share it with you, For me, that would be the next part. Um, Or, that would be one next part.
Mm.
But I think for me, it's
Yeah.
like the separating the bigger project would be like not doing things because I can do them. Like with this offer, not
Hmm.
offering value because I can offer it, but having a different compass about offering value. One where it's like instead of covering some hole in me, it has a different whatever orientation or that it's more me unfolding love or unfolding
Hmm.
me. I don't know what the word is, but
Can
like
you let yourself like offer, not need to offer value to be value, or to be able to receive love? Like even if you never offered value again, you're still valuable. You're still lovable. Like, you
uh, maybe a different version of that is like the value that you are offering by revealing this with us and this call, like what you're like is for me so much more valuable than something you might write in the in the Telegram chat. Like I'm like you offer you living like living this living this thing that we're doing like before us and is like I can't think of anything that would be more valuable than that. Like I'm like I'm here with I'm like I
yes.
feel you, I'm just like yeah I want to do that I want like I'm witnessing this in real time and I love like yeah I feel so much close so close to you you know it's like breaking my heart.
Hey, I'm coming. Like, there's something about this, what you're saying, Stephen. I'm like, I think for me, part of the bigger show or the bigger faking as a man in possibility management is to become a space holder and have that be something other than me being me. And 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 it worked for a while and I need to do it for a while and think the last few months have just been really hitting the end of that, or hitting the end of some version of that being a way that I can tolerate living anymore. It, yeah.
I th To me, this is space holding. Like this is like a next level of space holding. I want my space holders to like d be real with the same things that they're, like that's so much more. I don't want like someone who has it all, like is just has it all together and knows all the right things to ask and say and doesn't actually fucking reveal their own where they're I don't trust that. I don't it doesn't like open the door for me. It does, but like so I want to challenge this notion that this isn't space holding.
Mhm.
Wow.
I think I have 1 minute left exactly. Yeah, for me, the next step would be writing a message to Scott and Sydney. God damn it. I'm gonna see them today, but it's at too, like, we're gonna be too public in a way for me to have the kind of conversation and this conversation.
Mm.
Um, but I can talk to them about it anyway, propose it to them anyway.
Yeah, I want yeah, I like the idea of you sitting on your hands kind of with the telegram with just like
I'm
what
down.
will what will will possibility management survive without your all your gold that you could give to people, will they what will how will the people respond or work with you, like
Also, what's gonna happen with you when you don't, if you try not doing that for a few days? Like, what will happen inside you too?
Probably get a lot more done, But yeah, I'll try that. I'll try that for 1 week. Like, which would mean for me, I answer logistical things or respond to, I'll answer logistical things, for me that's important for the space beyond beyond my experiment, but that's different than adding the value I've added.
No, not value. It's real. You have to
It
do
is
that.
real. It is real.
You don't have to do that.
People are getting real gold from me, but yeah, thank you both.
Thank you, Devin.
Ah, all right, Stephen. How you holding up, Joseph? You gonna stick around?
I'm just looking at I got something tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I feel sad, but I want to take care of my sleep. And I love you, Steven and Devin. Thank you.
What if you stayed for just 10 minutes of it? And I can set the
Okay.
timer, but it's just
Yeah.
you have so much for Stephen.
Okay.
That's not pressure for me. Are you pressuring yourself?
I've been pressuring myself already for about this. It doesn't take much. I'll stay. I'll stay for 10 minutes. Yeah, I
Okay,
want to.
Stephen,
Hmm.
you're
Yeah,
on.
I'm mm, I'm just scanning for where I'm being fake. I have alter uh, I have my work version of me, the guy that teaches classes about geology and is a little bit unconventional, but I yeah, I have a lot of stories about oh, what what the my cowork like my other faculty members and what the students like what they can handle, what's normal, what's not like I don't reveal myself. I'm just kind of, I don't know I don't know if that's the thing. I don't reveal myself on social media much at all. Like, I feel like I have all kinds of opinions and thoughts and things that I could share and I don't. I feel like I'm like, I maybe, I may not even be aware. I feel like I'm like, I feel like I'm pretty real in the men's group writing. Kind of like I'm real with my partner.
About with yourself? Is there any way with yourself that you don't admit or that you fake it to yourself? Put on the show.
Mm. Uh, yeah, that's thank you. I I have like the small version of me, and I feel like I'm just kind of falling into some like tr story thing there, but like, mm, that's myself. I'm having trouble like letting that in.
And it's okay if it doesn't work. Just can drop it if it's not working. Not landing.
I like I want to share about an example where I didn't do that when I like maybe that's a good example because it's like how long is it going where before I did this thing differently.
Mhm.
It's like I started I've been going to jujitsu for 6 months and I have an injury and like I would just sit on the side and watch and I've, like I finally was like, hey, I need to just speak up and say like this is what I can do and this is what I want and what I can't, like I can't live roll, but I want to just drill. I want to just practice the drills, even though it's the time when everyone else is live rolling. That's what I want. That's what that would be beneficial for me. Is anyone, up for that? I finally did that after like a month because I don't want to, I just like I and scanned enough, like, oh, is it safe here? Like, will they, will they something bad, will they be like, oh, this guy, he's a drag. And then I noticed like that day, like several people just like lit up with me. They're like talking to me and really friendly and like people that I'd been afraid, kind of just been like, we haven't talked, we haven't like broken the ice yet. And it was just like, I go in there and yeah, it's like I had to have this like physical, I had to like physically get injured so that I could, and then again, and I got injured again. Like it popped, and then like a month later, it popped again. Like it was because I didn't speak up. I needed to say like, hey, this is too much. Like this is a little rough for me right now. Or I don't know. Now I know. I'm like, okay, I want to like it's like this laboratory where if it's gonna work, I have to just say what I want and what
And
I need.
and and Stephen, what happened in you that you didn't say that?
Mhm.
It's like it iterated. Like the first time, like I injured, and the coach was like, I'll put your membership on hold," and I was like, "Oh,
What was the fear that would happen if you shared like that your body needs something different?
just like being just people looking at me like what the, what's wrong with you? Like what the why are you what the fuck? Like just meeting. I'm afraid of just sticking out, like being like getting just being an irritant
Mhm.
or being seen. I don't want to, I'm afraid of like, oh, what if I have a idea that doesn't make sense in the context of this space and they hear it and then just to be like, they laugh at me or I don't know, just
Mhm.
so so I just stay quiet. That's been
Like
part of it. While letting this letting this process unfold. Like he was like, "Well, put your membership on hold," and then, but then I talked about it to some other people, and they gave me some other possibilities, and it's like I don't want to. I'm just noticing how long it took me to get to the point where I would just be like, "Hey, this is what I want,"
Mhm.
Just, you know.
keep going, Stephen. Keep
And
going.
just the fact that I've been there for 6 months and like I barely talk to anybody. Like I'm just like these are these guys, I get all these guys and some women, but like guys with muscles and and short hair and like I just
And you wanted to talk to people, or why is that significant that you didn't
oh
talk to them?
I
I'm gonna go. Keep going, guys.
okay,
Keep
thank
Okay,
going.
you.
bye, Joseph.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Well, partly it's just a story. Like I should, you know, it's this opportunity that I'm missing to be closer with. But I don't think it's just that. It's like, do I want to?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not even like I haven't even I'm just barely like allowing myself to m recognize that maybe I want that. Maybe I it's like it's like locker room trauma or something. It's, yeah, I must.
Mhm.
They have no idea who I am. They don't know anything about me because because I don't share anything. You know, I live up the hill. That's what they know. I live up there. Um,
And what do you want? That's what you've created, is that you're anonymous among people. But what do you want?
uh, I want what's happened with this injury is like I realize I want to this step just speak up for what I need in terms of just doing the thing that I'm there for to learn the sport. And that means what I said earlier, like just telling people, hey, I'm available for this and not for that because I have this injury and it's going to be months like that. And I want to just be fucking dedicated like that. And just I want to be that man I'm a fucking white belt, like it's like but I'm gonna learn this. And it means that you got like if you want to if like
Mhm.
you have to I'm just going to be receiving from these men, like they're going to teach me or they're going to not or they'll say like I don't want to or whatever, but like I'm going to just show up. I want to just be really clear and clean about what I need to succeed at this.
Mhm.
And we're gonna get to know each other because they're gonna see me doing what I'm doing and like that. And we'll see what happens with that. But like I want to be seen like I want I want to learn this. And that's how it can happen because otherwise it like literally just won't happen. I'll just keep getting injured. I won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So I need to have I need to stand up for myself.
Yes. I mean, I'm hearing something like you want to be able to take care of yourself too. That you could guard your path or guard what you need without question.
Yeah. I want to say like this feels risky to like I already said that I'm injured, but the way this is going, it feels risky to me and I want to stop this thing that you're doing. Like that's the kind of thing that I feel like I'm gonna need to be like, hey, we talked about this and like I'm a no to what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I I need to like show up with my anger like ready for those moments. They're probably going to be very rare, but that's what that's yeah, taking care of that's like really taking care of myself and my
Yes.
physical body. allowing myself to have the best opportunity for this to work out for me.
So this is the first 15 minutes. There was something I want to check with, which is like you said they don't know anything about me other than I'm some guy that like lives up the hill. And when I asked, what do you want? You went into and it was connected to that. You went into something almost more, well, it was like very personal. Like I want them to get to know me through what I'm doing, and also that you want them to get to know you through. No, no. The other thing was you want to be able to set boundaries, say yes, say no. This I can go this far and not go this far. And I was like, I was like, I believe you, and isn't there a part of you where it's like you want the people to know your name and like to hug you when you come in and that you know about each other's injuries and like just I was wondering like in terms of closeness and intimacy, what's the moonshot? Not the reasonable thing, but it's like the thing that you don't even let yourself want anymore because you've spent so much time not having it. Yeah.
My experience with, I mean, I'm like back in grade school. It's like just with the ordinary people from the town is like when they get to know me, they won't like me,
Mm.
or some of them, half of them. Um, so I think I'm operating under the assumption that that's probably would be the case now. It's like I would be way too much for most of these guys. I don't know, just like my emotional world and stuff. Just so the sort of the moonshot would be to actually reveal quite a bit more when stick around after. Like people like I just flee that I just put my clothes, I run out, like people stick around and talk. Like put myself in a situation where I could actually share more about what I'm really about and find out what happens.
And so that what? Because that's the that would be the strategy, but that's not what you want. That would be how you get what you want.
Well, I
What is
feel
it
like what
you
I
want?
want, I'm afraid of saying what I want because it's like I want people to like me, but like that's not cool. That's not a thing that I should be wanting.
Dude, fuck it. Get real. Like, and it might be that you're saying, I want people to like me, but that actually dismisses it so that you don't actually let the reality of your wanting come forward. So you don't have to do anything about the wanting when you leave this call, but let's find out what it is. There's space here for you to just want what you actually want.
I mean, the next thought is like I want to be myself. I want to be visible. I want people to know what I'm about and not give a fuck what they think. Like it's a redo of my childhood. It's like, okay, yeah, you see me. and I can handle it. Like and I want to have some I want the valuable connections that will come from that. I want to make friends with somebody that like we're so different and we're like he's a policeman or something. I just like but we love each other, like somehow it works. It just weirdly makes sense. I don't know.
Say more about that. Like, what is with that? The that you're so different and yet you love each other.
Uh, uh, it's like it's just like some I don't know. I just have this bullshit story about like, oh, I gotta, hang out with my people that are like, my team, my tribe, my and then it's used to like pit our, it's like then there's these factions and we're fighting each other and it's like the truth is we're just it's bullshit. And I wanna be like a bridge, I want to be
Hmm. Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, it's so painful for me to like go to the class and like and then just run out of there. I'm just like, oh, I'm being a coward again. I'm hard on myself about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that.
And it's fucking amazing that I'm going there at all. And I'm trying all this and everything, it's like, and I'm letting it like this is like a process. I'm in the process, like figuring out how this works. Yeah. But yeah, I want to be curious. I want to be more interested in these guys because I also have a lot of stories about, you know, where they're available. Just like, yeah, I want to, it's part of my like defense is this like, well, he's a kid. He's a too old. He's old. He's whatever. Just, just little reasons that I'm not actually interested in most people there.
Because of the reasons or because
Is
you're
this,
really not interested?
I'm just noticing that it's probably these like, it doesn't make any sense that I wouldn't be interested. I'm just like, yeah, I've created, I've created these reasons.
I have a question about this.
Yeah.
If you like let yourself just drift a little bit below the reasons for you're not interested in these people, and you look around at the people you've noticed, who are you drawn to? Or is there someone or some people that you're drawn to for no reason?
Yeah. They're kind of like they're kind of like the quiet guides, guy, like kind of advanced. They're like they're sort of more soft spoken, but they're really good, and I'm just kind of I have a little bit of like a hero thing with them, I guess. So I don't know if that's like really my being drawn to them or it's
Well, let's like put them on one place
yeah.
and tell me about like one person.
One of those guys.
Could be or someone else, but that it's like specific when you make some kind of contact and you don't need to know why you're drawn to them.
All right, the it's one of the first guys. He's like he's a brown belt, so he's pretty advanced. He's tall, and he doesn't look like he doesn't have like the short hair. Mm, you know what? There's someone else.
Mhm.
I don't see him very often, but what is the question? What am I drawn to about them?
Just who are you drawn to? And then
I'm
and then
drawn
you
to,
could start saying things. Yeah, about them.
there's so these two guys. There's this first guy, and he's a very he's like his own style. He's kind of like with the way he moves, as far as I can tell, like it's very slow and like mechanical, but like thorough. It's like watching a spider just kind of like catch its, wrap up its prey, just like with precision.
Hmm.
And he also seems just really gentle. I'm drawn to him. And we'll stay with that guy.
Mhm.
I don't know his name.
We're coming to like the last minute.
Hmm. What else do you notice?
I mean, I continue with what you were just saying, but I'm like, what I noticed when you were just talking about that guy is that you appreciate him, and also that it seems like there's something in you where you're interested. Like somehow he, what you just said about the spider, like weaving, that you, um, it's like all these signals that a part of you maybe wants to be closer to him, or at least to investigate.
Yeah.
And I wonder, what do you want to do with that information?
Yeah, I want to talk to him. It's pretty obvious. Like I just like ask him questions, like just get to know him better, see where it goes.
Will you do that?
Yes.
Cool. I feel really glad. Sounds like an amazing experiment.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, wow, this has been I did not like it took me a while to find this thing and it's very rich. Like this is like and it's kind of so obvious. I'm like, wow, this is just a big part of my life right now and it totally fits with this theme. Of yeah, sort of being not exactly fake, but in a way, I don't know, just being a shell or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are so many dimensions to this fake thing. Like there's the show, but then there's also the being fake. And maybe it's connected. Being fake in the way that you or I have impulses that never that they're like alive and real and maybe even would yield like the most interesting possible results and that um we pretend we don't or something or don't act on them.
Yeah.
It's like in a way it's I don't know if it's bigger, but it's like that's a big part of this faking thing is what I've called playing it cool, basically, in the past. That yeah, I just keep going with how things are as though I'm okay with it.
Mm.
This is a cool space.
Yeah.
I want to create, I think for the next rounds of the men's group, I'd like to create something ongoing like this, like a fakeness or a bullshit or whatever dojo, where it's just continuing to go through these kinds of layers and becoming more real. That's where I am at the end of this, is I'm like, I can feel, and with next steps, but I can feel more real right now, or more me or something.
Yeah. I feel it feels very like practical in a way. It's like it's just like it's profound, but also it's just like it's simple. I'm just like, okay, I know what I'm gonna talk to this guy. It's like I don't feel like I need to like do a bunch of push-ups or something or do some kind of like go through some effort. I'm coming out of it kind of like, okay, I see some next steps and wonderful and feel closer to you guys. And yeah, it's really, really thank thank you for holding this space and creating this.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
you're welcome. Glad we did it. I say good night to you.
Good morning,
Yeah,
Brett.
thanks. Yeah, still. See you next time.